Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Some few days ago, Senator Ijaw Leaders had gone around to meet with other ethnic groups in the River State and Bayelsa to tell them how they are grateful for what Wike has done to the Ijaw people. Most Ijaw sons and daughters were not happy with him. But right now, I'm going to allow you listen to what Edwin Clark, a 97-year-old Ijaw man who had been a Minister of Information, have to tell Ijaw Leaders, who had gone to make such a statement against the Ijaw people, as if Wike had helped Ijaw people more than Ijaw people had helped Wike. And it's a good one because Edwin Clark is one person that knows the history of politics, especially as it has to do with uprising politicians, the likes how they start and the end of most of these politicians. And he took out time to tell Ijaw Leaders why he feels what he had done is wrong by giving full history of the political journey of the person of Wike. Let's listen to this open letter he sent to Ijaw Leaders. In my over 70 years in public life, I have been a crusader for what is true, right, and just. It is too late for me at this stage to withdraw from my commitment and will continue to fight for justice and the rule of law in River State. I would therefore address you as a politician. He's talking to Ijaw Leaders now. He said, I would therefore address you as a politician still in your prime to learn to follow the right courses and learn from history. If anything, Wike owes his political life to about four people. Number one, Senator John Mbata and Senator Andrew Uchendu, who recommended him to Sir Peter Odili to be made local government chairman. Sir Peter Odili, Chief Rotimi Amechi, and above all these people, Mrs. Patient Jonathan and her husband, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. Unfortunately, today, all of these eminent people that fed him are no longer on talking terms with him. My dear son, the Ijaws have made sacrifices for the survival of and growth of all tribes in River State, including Barrister Nyesom Wike, without expecting the beneficiaries of such Ijaw kind gestures to be excessively sublime towards them, or expect them to lay on the ground for Ijaw to step on them. Nyesom Wike knows that aside from God, the biggest players who have supported him to rise to his political level today are the Ijaws, including myself. I am sure he knows the roles I have played in his political ascendancy. There is therefore no need to be apologetic to Barrister Nyesom Wike when there is no offense. Edwin Clark further recalled that after several election cycles in which Ijaw were bypassed for Rivers governor, they insisted that an Ijaw must take the post in 2015, but President Jonathan and his wife, Dame Jonathan, appealed on behalf of Ijaw. And this was what he has to say. He said all Ijaw people under the leadership of four-time Minister Alabor Tunye Graham Douglas insisted for an Ijaw man to take the lead. This was only fair and just, and so many Ijaw sons and daughters with all manner of qualification presented themselves. Almost all of them had held top positions both at the state and the federal level. None doubted the fact that it was the turn of an Ijaw man. Therefore, when the then First Lady Mrs. Patient Jonathan sent Barrister Nyesom Wike to me to intimate me of his ambition and solicit my support, I did not give it because I felt it was against the law of fairness and natural justice. I insisted that it was unfair and unsellable for another upland person to be governor again immediately after three upland persons in succession. The next visit to my house was by some Ijaw chiefs from River State, including His Excellency Chief Rufus Ada George, former governor of the state, Chief A.K. Hosfor, former managing director Umpadik, and former DG DSA/NIA, and His Royal Highness EMB Oporum Onyenshi Iche. They insisted that President Jonathan should be invited to the meeting. Fortunately, he responded to my call and joined. At that occasion, they emphasized that it would be very unfair for them, being the majority, to be shut out for a period of 16 years and another Equerry man taking power to make it 24 years. President Jonathan pleaded and pleaded with us that we needed to give Wike a chance during an election year in which he was seeking to return to office at the center. However, Barrister Wike was supported by the then President Jonathan and his wife. Although this was a shock to the entire Ijaw people in River State and in all the other states for the sake of peace, we supported Wike to contest the election. Clark recall how Ijaw fought against the military during the 2019 governorship election to ensure Wike re-election as Rivers State governor. And this was what he had to say. He says, there was no time Ijaw asked Wike to bow down and worship them all through his 8 years as governor of the state. This was because they did it for justice. The foremost Ijaw leaders said Wike could not afford not to support Ijaw persons for the 2023 Rivers State governorship election because doing otherwise would have cost his party the state. He went further to say, within the PDP, over 10 very highly qualified Ijaw sons, including the present SSG Dr. Tami Danagogo, a PhD holder in private and public law and a former minister of sport, in his fundamental right to make a choice, Wike preferred to support Siminalayi Fubara as governor of the state. Recall that Barrister Wike mocked and even taunted you when you declared interest in contesting the governorship of the state. Fortunately, his choice worked for our son to become governor. Let me state that if he did not bring an Ijaw son as governor, PDP would have lost woefully in Rivers State, and an Ijaw son from any of the other political parties would have still won. It was therefore in his own self-interest that he brought Sim Fubara. Nobody can say that the emergence was overdue and taken for granted already. I am therefore at a loss when I listen to your narrative regarding the unimaginable extent to which Wike has helped the Ijaw people. On the contrary, perhaps unknown to you, Wike has been the number one beneficiary of the goodwill of the Ijaw people. Throughout his political life, he has benefited from the help of the Ijaw. That is why his agreement with Simi Fubara, whom he had picked over and above all our other sons and daughters, is quite sad and at times disturbing. It is not a fight between the Ijaws and other groups. No, because this fight is actually about what is right and proper. He epitomized the so-called Godfather-Godson syndrome. This is why in this his fight with Sim Fubara, some of the most active voices and supporters of the governors are not Ijaw, but actually from Wike's own Ikwere, Ogoni, and other ethnic groups. Clark counsels Sikubo that since you and your colleague are close associated to Wike and are ready to go to any extent to promote his image, which has now become totally dented on the national scene, it is time to advise him to face his work in Abuja and leave the governor to do his own work. This is really serious, I must say. And a lot of people, when they saw what Senator George Sikubo did some time ago, they were grossly disappointed because nobody had believed that at a point like this, when Ijaw people have been very instrumental to the success of Wike's political career and have given Ijaw people a chance, Sikubo will still go back to say that Governor Wike has done so much for them. But however, he went and did all of that. Could still remember when he went out and promoted Wike, how Wike has brought heaven down to earth for Ijaw people and all, forgetting that the opportunity that was meant for the Ijaw people, which is one of the biggest ethnic group in the South, was actually for the Ijaw people, but they left it for Wike. I think this is something to be remembered, in the history of politics, that no matter what, don't allow somebody to take that which is your own and leave you to harm. I like to leave it there. Let's see in our comments and talk more on this. What do you think about George Sikubo now that it seems he has betrayed the people of Ijaw by going to, speak so well of Wike and wish to see, Governor Fubara buying down
global happenings today.